This is where the fun begins.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the SithCast podcast, a Star Wars podcast where we pretty much talk anything and everything Star Wars. I am your host for tonight's show, PJ, aka the Paradox Nerd, and my co-host of the SithCast podcast is Sean Solo.
What's up, everyone?
And we got a special show tonight. And joining us in today's special episode is BMX Jedi, aka Anthony. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back on the show. Nilda was supposed to be on, but unfortunately she couldn't. So she'll be on next week's episode. So Nilda, I know you're listening. We miss you. So looking forward to next week's episode. So, guys, we're going to hit the ground running again because we got to keep it under 2 hours.
Yeah, but we're peeling out of the parking lot today with that episode.
Oh, yeah, we're peeling out of the parking lot for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Star Wars bounty pickups. So we'll start off with our guest tonight. Anthony, any Star Wars bounty pickups? Actually, wait 1 second before we start off our bounty pickups.
I declare bankruptcy!
Amen.
Yeah. I'm about to declare bankruptcy because geez, good Lord. Everything's shipping. All right. So anyway, Anthony, what you got for us?
Nothing in, but I did pick up the Django and the Luke, the Hoth Luke, the snow speeder.
Okay, cool.
But I haven't got any shipping info yet, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say
just pay it off, dude. I think that's the. Oh, I'm giving away my secrets. Secrets for Sideshow. Did you get it from Sideshow or did you get it from someone?
Yeah.
Or don't pay it off because that's backfired on me.
Well, we had the same thing. He had some paid off. I pre-ordered it after him before, and I got mine.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah, there's, but yeah, that's really the only thing in the last week that I picked up.
Awesome, cool. Sean, any Star Wars bounty pickups?
Same as Anthony. I pre-ordered Django and pre-ordered Snowspeeder Luke. I did get tracking information on Snowspeeder Luke, but I tracked it today and it hasn't shipped. It hasn't left the building yet, so we'll see.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then I picked up a print from Bottleneck Gallery. We could talk about later on.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely can't wait to talk about that print. And definitely we got a special topic tonight in terms of hot toys because it seems that a lot of stuff is shipping almost immediately after announcement or release announcement. So yeah, well, we definitely have a special topic for that. All right, so as for me, kind of in the same boat, really not much that came in. I actually did pick up the Camtono from
from Disney
store. Yeah, I was one of the lucky ones. Actually, my wife, she was the one that wanted to pick it up for me because she was already shopping for other stuff during that little Star Wars sale that they had in the morning. So so I got that. I did get Django yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, nice. So I'm probably not going to open it up till I have my room ready, which should be hopefully after this weekend. There's been a lot going on.
I'm going to get to see the Star Wars room.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I've just been kind of working really hard at it. It's going to be like my new streaming setup because it's kind of weird that talk about Star Wars. I got X-Men in the back.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, I really love Star Wars. Trust me.
They're like, that
yeah,
guy doesn't have any Star Wars.
Are you sure that guy likes Star Wars? It's all X-Men stuff in the back. No, but like, yeah, I've been working hard trying to make that room like my new like streaming room and my
Mhm.
room for reviews and stuff. So yeah, I got Django. Off the Rack Collectibles, good segue to talk about one of our sponsors for the channel, Off the Rack Collectibles. He is shipping out my quarter scale Mando Deluxe,
There you go.
along with Kotobukiya Ahsoka.
Okay,
And
cool.
I mean, hate to talk about it on the Star Wars podcast, but he is shipping out a 3-0 Hulkbuster.
Oh, really?
Though I know, guys, I know you're like, PJ, what the
scale is
hell?
that?
I don't even know what scale it is. I just
Okay.
I think I
I
don't
think it's
know.
smaller, isn't it?
It's like it's like a smaller scale. But I've always wanted to own a Hulkbuster, and not to dive into it too quick. It was like $200, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, it's my curiosity. So
Yeah.
and didn't really put a dent in my wallet. Well, it did, but not that big of a dent. But
Yeah.
yeah. So do you want to talk about our sponsor, Off the Rack Collectibles? So if you guys are looking to save some money on these like pretty expensive collectibles, including Sideshow, Hot Toys, Prime One,
Yeah.
definitely check out Off the Rack Collectibles. I have quite a few things that is coming as well. From Off the Rack Collectibles, including the premium format that is supposedly shipping in 2 weeks, and that is the Darth Vader premium format.
Vader. Yep.
Yeah, I also did pick up Mythos Anakin from him, and I
Okay.
know that piece didn't get a lot of good feedback, but I don't give a crap. To be honest, I'm in this point in my collecting journey that I don't really care what people say anymore. If I like it, that's all that matters. So
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, so definitely a good segue for us to talk about this. So I am getting this from Off the Rack Collectibles. He's got this for a great price, but we'll start off with Anthony. What do you think about this piece, man?
I like it. I liked it originally when I first saw it, and I was thinking about getting it, but then when they came out with the Mythos one, I was thinking more along that lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like, I've got the quarter scale Hot Toys one, so I just thought it might be a little close.
I think so.
I think so too.
Now,
yeah.
Do you think that's an LED light up? On the
No.
Saber?
Oh, on the Saber?
I know it lights up all the way to the tip, so I'm not sure. I'm looking at the but I know when I saw some of the videos on it that it does light up all the way to the tip, because sometimes some of these sabers that have that little cap that prevents the light up feature reaching all the way to the tip, but this one does. So
okay. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I may pick it up. I guess I'll just probably wait and see when you do a review of it.
I know.
I definitely liked it. I liked the pose and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Sean,
what's your thoughts are on this piece?
I like it. I like this. I don't care much for that pose with his arm down to his side. It looks like he's about to pull a pistol. But, but that right there is a fantastic pose.
Yeah,
that right there is great.
And
I mean, it looks awesome. Like the base got a lot of flack. I mean, it kind of is what it is. But even on like, I'm not going to get this piece because I'm going to get the Mythos one, and even the Mythos one, like with the X-wing engine, that got some flack too. But I'm not a giant fan of the engine, but I can overlook it because the rest of the piece is freaking awesome.
Yeah. But that's Star Wars fans, right? Like if I could rewind back time and just kind of bring it back to the time where the first Mythos Vader showed up, oh man, that piece got a lot of flack. Oh, 5,000 edition size, it's never gonna sell out. Like, I mean,
now it's a grail.
Now it's a freaking grail. Super grail. So again, at the end of the day, if the piece speaks out to you, who gives a crap? Because those people that are, that don't like that piece, they're not going to come over your house and judge you.
Yeah.
They're not your friends. They're not your family. They're just random people online. So, yeah, no, but so this is a pass for you, but you're most likely going to go with the Mythos Vader, correct?
Yeah. Definitely. That Mythos is sick.
Yeah, it is.
Especially with the head sculpts.
Oh yeah, and I really hope that we get to see any type of those, any of those head sculpts in the show.
Mhm.
All right, so for me, I am definitely picking up this piece. I love Vader. I love this premium format. I love the pose. I know a lot of people are like, they really didn't like the base, but like, can you explain to me? Like they were saying, like it looks like it's a mini size or mini what's it called? Mustafar.
Medieval times type castle and
Yeah,
It's
but
just an inspired base. That's all it is.
yeah.
It's not like Vader's a giant on like a very, very small
Yeah.
building.
It's a it's a base. It's just a base.
It's just an inspired base.
Yes, thank you,
That's all
Anthony.
it is. Like it's an
Thank you,
inspired
Anthony.
base. It's not a museum base. It's an inspired base.
Yeah,
Like just relax, drink some tea. It's a
nice.
base.
I like it. I like
Just
how
a
you think.
base. That's all it is.
Yeah. And the thing too is that like people were like, "Oh, he looks like a King Kong on top of a building." I'm like,
I don't even see that.
Oh, well, some
Yep,
people did
it's
say
just a
that.
base. That's all it is. It's not a real building. It's
Mhm.
not like it's not like Vader is like a
Mhm.
giant on a midget building.
Yeah.
It's just a base that is inspired to be like a castle. It also has the symbols on the ground there that is similar to when he fought Ahsoka. So
Gotcha.
like it's just it's like all right. So you're picking up the Mandalorian, right? The quarter
which
scale
one?
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's on a base, right?
Mhm.
And the base is inspired by a bunch of things that happen within the Mandalorian ship.
Mhm.
It's not like he's really standing on a rock that has all those things in him.
Yeah.
It's a base. I don't understand why these people can't get that through their head.
Mhm.
It's not like this is a building that was in the show and Vader has the Ant-Man belt and he just went real big and he's standing on top of the building like he's King Kong.
Yeah.
Like it's just a base.
And the thing too is that like you gotta kind of have to give some credit to some of these sculptors. They're gonna be like, oh, let's make this like a miniature size Mustafar bait. No.
Right. Yeah. But there
mean-
are people that only like the black museum ones and I get that. But
yeah,
they do
they do make them
inspirational type bases for a lot of different pieces.
Yeah.
You know?
That's all it is inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't like this, go get the quarter scale.
Right.
Hot
Yeah.
Toys. So, but yeah, I am definitely picking this up, along with many other things. And that's why
I declare bankruptcy!
We're gonna be playing that one a lot.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be our
There's
theme.
a lot of stuff shipping now. I've
Yeah,
kind of been busy the last couple of days.
actually, that is man, Anthony.
Oh, good segue.
We're on the same wavelength here. So this is a great topic that Sean came up with, and it's Sideshow and Hong Kong Hot Toys same time releases. So
Yeah, hopefully they're working it out.
yeah, it seems that like the thing is now like when you see like a hot toy getting released from Hong Kong, like it seems like a lot of collectors in the US or the North American continent is actually getting emails saying that their Hot Toys figure is shipping soon. For example, Snow Speeder Luke.
Yeah.
It got released, and then a couple days later, people were like getting their notifications, their shipping notifications and stuff.
Yep.
Same with Django. I mean, Matt Hess, like he got his shipping notification while we're in Celebration, and like a couple days before, Um, they just released like those
Yeah.
figures in Hong Kong. So we'll go to Anthony on this one. I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think like Sideshow and Hot Toys came to an agreement about, you know, kind of like having simultaneous releases? Like it will release in Hong Kong and then a couple days later it will be in
Yeah,
Sideshow's warehouse.
yeah, they probably did. I think seemed like all this kind of started happening 6 months ago or so,
Hmm.
um, when a lot of the stuff with the Hong Kong resellers was going down,
Yeah.
and it's probably the best way to fix that problem. I'm happy for it because
Mm-hmm.
it used to be where they would do a release and then like 5 weeks or so it would be at Sideshow, and then you'd be able to get it, but
Hmm.
that's all been different in the last 2 years, obviously. But you know, I'm happy for it. There were some that I waited like 5 months. I
Hmm.
think IG-11. It took 5 months for me to get it, so
Wow.
I'm happy for it. Because I wish they could get the production quicker, but or maybe hold off on putting up for pre-release. Pre-order.
Yeah.
Because I think some of this stuff, like when it takes a year and a half, you kind of lose a little bit of the desire for it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. And on top of that, it prevents collectors for one thing too is that like there is going to be Tim the collector that wants their figure like as soon as possible because
Hmm.
they can't wait. Uh, so they'll pay premium top dollar to get that
Yep.
figure right away, which is like unheard of. I mean, yeah, there is like sneaker like resellers that they'll
Hmm.
buy it and they'll buy a bunch, but it's not like they're selling pre-orders. They're selling like shoes that just got released. Just that you weren't fortunate enough or lucky enough to pick it up from like the store or
Yeah,
online.
like if they have one of those ones where you got to stand in line to get into
Yeah,
Foot Locker first thing in the morning. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, if they've got the relationship, why not try to work something out? Even if they do it so that
mhm,
it's like
mhm.
first batch.
Yeah,
They get first batch like a couple days afterwards. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I don't really see a problem with it either way. I just don't really want to sit around and wait for 5 months.
yeah,
Like even if it was down to a month, that would be a realistic
yeah.
thing. You know,
But to be honest, that's the best way to like get yourself out of the game is like
yeah,
or price yourself
yeah.
out is by you say like Ahsoka 250 and you're like, damn, I want it right now. I'm
Hmm.
gonna spend $400 to get it right
Yeah,
away. That's
Yeah.
not
yeah,
even including shipping because they'll take
yeah,
advantage of you like that. Because
yeah. I've only done it. I don't remember which ones it wanted. I did it maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
Yeah, um, yeah. I mean, at the rate they're coming out now, I wouldn't do it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I
Why
wouldn't
would
ever
you?
pay
Why would
for it.
you?
Yeah,
That you could get another figure,
yeah,
you know. And
yeah.
at this rate, like with all these figures coming out, these figures are not going to sell out. They're going to sit in stock for a while. And
Hmm.
hey, look at the last May the 4th sale. How many Captain Rex was on sale? It was like $20 off plus free shipping or
I
stuff
think
like
he's
that.
one that I had to get from Hong Kong
Hmm.
because the day that they put him up for pre-order, like it sold out,
Yeah.
and because I was like, oh, I'll pre-order it in a couple of days. Then Sean
Mhm.
was like, dude, it's already sold out, and I was like, what? And I went on there. It was that one in Manda. I went on there. It was sold out. I pre-ordered them from Hong Kong, and then 2 days later, they were back on Sideshow's site. So
Yeah. Wonder if they just screwed up at Sideshow and threw it up there
yeah,
prematurely.
but
Yeah.
even at that, like I think it was only $20 or $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But two of them, that's 60. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you did that often, it would, unless you just got money to toss away.
Well, yeah, obviously there's going to be collectors that just got like, endless amount of money and they could, they just are impatient and they want to get it right away. I mean, good for them, but for your average collector that's trying to
Yeah.
save a dollar or two here and there to stay in the game, it's not wise to
No.
overpay just so that you could get it 2 or 3 months ahead of time over everyone.
Yeah.
And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna take some pictures and post it on Facebook, and then your high is gone, right? Like you're like,
And then you're going to take a hit when you go to resell it. You're
Yeah.
going to lose money.
exactly. So, Sean, what do you think? What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's great for Sideshow. For one, that's going to
Mhm.
stop all the beef between the unlicensed, retail sellers overseas.
Mhm.
It's going to keep all of us collectors happy because then we
Mhm.
don't have to wait. Because even back, like when Anthony said, when we had to wait 4 to 5 weeks, that was fine because it was very consistent and we kind of knew what we were getting.
Mhm.
Eh, But waiting like a year or even, 8 months, that's just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then everyone else has got it. And then you almost feel like I really want it. So you go and spend the extra money for it.
Yeah.
But then you're losing out,
Or by the time you get it, you're just like, oh, well, I've already seen
Well,
20 different videos of people and everybody posting pictures.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then another thing too, it's like I'm in a transition period from hot toys going more into prop replicas and stuff. If I see something that's not going to be out for over a year or so, I'm not going to pre-order it. And then by then, I don't even know if I'm going to want it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I don't pre-order anything until it comes out of Hong Kong.
But for Sideshow, you strike while the iron's hot. It's like, hey, this just came out here, and they push it in your face, and get you on that wow factor, and like, oh yeah, I got to get that. Oh, I can have that in a few days. Okay,
Mhm.
like I would be more prone to buy that way than now. I'm kind of wired to go. No, I'm just going to wait and see if I'm interested in it down the road. But I think it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna make Sideshow happy. It's gonna make all the U.S. collectors happy. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win.
I totally agree with you guys, and I'm happy for everyone that is able to get like the Jango Fett's, the Luke Skywalker at a timely manner, and not having
Mhm.
to wait too long or even pay to get their figures, pay extra to get their figures earlier. Again, that's the best way to price yourself out. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about like Hot Toys averaging about like $250 to like $300 a figure now,
Mhm.
retail. So, why would you spend an extra $100 or $150 to get it in hand
Yeah.
earlier, 3 months earlier? What's that going to do? That's
Yeah.
you're hurting yourself that way.
Yeah, with the prices going up too, it makes a difference. When they were like $220,
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit
unless
extra
you
wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, unless you've got a YouTube channel where that's your main focus is,
Sure,
reveals, and you want to have it first, which that's understandable. You're going to spend a little extra because you have something to gain from that extra money,
Yeah.
But for the average person, don't do it, because if you do try to resell it, you're going to lose money. Like
Yeah.
you're going to be in the hole if you buy it for $200 more.
Yeah, you're instantly like in the hole by
Yeah.
overpaying. But again, it's a win-win for the collectors, right?
Mhm.
Win for Sideshow, because I'm pretty sure they got hurt with all the resellers, and with the shipping issues with you know with the docks over in LA, that really caused a lot of
Mhm.
delays in people getting their figures, and which is understandable. That's when the resellers profited, because then they're selling their stuff earlier than Sideshow,
Yeah.
and Sideshow got hurt. And I think this is their uh solution to the problem, by like coordinating with Hot Toys and making sure that it's a simultaneous release, and the only winners are us collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of the free market benefiting the customer.
Yes, exactly. And for us, like we talk about off the rack collectibles, right? But to be honest, we're directing you to a place where you can save money.
Right.
We're not
Yeah.
directing you to a place that will rip you off.
Yeah, and he's a Sideshow reseller. So
Yeah, exactly. So he's the official Sideshow, like, distributor or reseller. But yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
happy that it's gonna go this way with the simultaneous release, and I hope they keep it up. So
Yeah, well, I think we just need to. Yeah, I think we just need to keep our eye on the next month or so and just see if this trend continues,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's just not going to be on a few figures here or there.
Yeah, and they need to continue with it because again, uh I don't know what it is, but some collectors just can't wait.
Yeah.
um but all right, so let's talk about some art prints.
Yeah.
And
Bottleneck.
bottleneck, yes. So I know Sean mentioned this earlier
Oh,
that he
that's
did
cool.
pick, yeah, he did pick
Yeah.
up some art prints. So
Yeah. I
uh
picked this up today.
yeah, so what is your thoughts on
Dude,
this, Sean?
it's Rogue One.
Hmm.
And there's not a lot of Rogue One stuff out there if you really think about it. There's not a lot. So, I'm picking this up. It's probably going to sit in the tube for a while, and then I'm going to swap it out with some other 24 by 36 prints I have.
Hmm.
And this one's actually, you can buy the print for $65, and then they actually print this on like a clear acrylic,
Hmm.
and it's $125. It's like, and I haven't seen that in person, but that's got to be pretty cool.
Can you
Just,
go up some toward the top?
let's see. Yeah,
Sorry.
so basically they got like an explosion and all in the smoke. You see the characters and the Death
Oh, okay.
Star and Galen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out whose face that
Yeah, it's Galen there.
was. Hmm.
Chera
Yeah.
Bays. Yeah, it's just cool. It's Rogue One.
Yeah.
I mean, I freaking
I
love
like
Rogue One.
it's all in the smoke coming out. That's
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's crazy too is that I can't believe how popular this movie became
It's
throughout the
awesome.
years.
It's a great movie.
It is a
Very
great
well
movie,
done.
but it wasn't as popular when it first came out.
No.
And it was crazy because it was just like basically like fine, like like fine wine. It just kind of aged really well, and became
Something I noticed when that movie came out, and it
Mhm.
came out a year after The Force Awakens. Now, I've got aunts and uncles that they like seeing Star Wars movies, but they really don't kind of understand how everything ties together and stuff.
Mhm.
So my aunt was asking me, so like, is this the next one after The Force Awakens? It was like around Thanksgiving or something like that. And I was like, no, no, no. This is like, if you remember when they said, a bunch of people stole the plans of the Death Star and stuff like that. That's kind of going to be like how this movie is.
Mhm.
So I don't really necessarily think it was marketed very well to kind of like
Mhm.
explain that to people.
Yeah.
And then, they just kind of dropped it a year afterwards. They thought it was like the next installment.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people I think were confused, might not have gone and seen it.
Yeah, and but the thing was though, like I think it was one of those things where it wasn't like part of a trilogy, so a lot of
Yeah.
people were like, I don't know. So,
But it is. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
almost like
it's a continuation of A New Hope, like
y-
the pre New Hope.
Mhm.
It really is. That's how well it ties in.
it's like it's like Star Wars 3.8 or something like
It's
that.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
I freaking. It's probably one of my all-time favorite. Like, it's weird
It was
because
very, very good.
if I didn't grow up with the original trilogy, like this
Mhm.
would definitely be in probably the top two. That's how
Yeah.
much I like this movie.
Yeah, and
It would be this and Empire. Yeah.
I totally agree, and it connects really well with the New Hope.
If you read the book Catalyst, you would
Mhm.
like it even more than you already like it,
Wow.
because it's all about the relationship between Galen and Krennic,
Mhm.
and it's got Saw Gerrera in it. It's got all that stuff. It's building everything before he comes to get him.
Yeah. Speaking of Galen,
Yeah,
I almost got this one too.
Yeah,
Look
that's
how,
a pretty good one too.
because where are you ever going to get a Galen print? Like, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's just he's such a tertiary character that like not a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, I'm gonna get a Galen hot toy or
Yeah.
Galen print.
I just love Rogue One. That's why I was like,
Yeah, but the thing is, it's sold out.
oh, get that one sold out.
All these sold out. The only thing that's available is the timed edition.
That's the timed one. Yeah.
I was thinking about Bib Fortuna, but I am disgusted with this dude, like because he's just an ugly and not like I actually like Bib.
He looks like the Elephant Man.
He just looks like a dirty, looking. I'm telling you, male Twi'leks are like the ugliest looking things I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I think they made them ugly on purpose, and
yeah, because
George
you
had
look
a
at
fetish for the females, so he made them pretty hot.
Dude,
yeah,
he does look like Elephant Man Twi'lek. He
Mhm.
does.
yeah,
Like, they've all got jagged teeth. All the females don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Wanga
Yeah.
wanga.
all
Like-
those lumps on the front of the forehead. Like,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
And remember in Mandalorian,
the green
guy,
one.
yeah, the guy that they were trying to rescue, I forgot his name.
Yep.
But I looked at him, I'm like, what? He's got like a t-shirt on, he's got his muscle, and I'm like, oh, like,
But
dude.
you know, he's all Star Wars though. Just the alien.
Oh,
it's
of course.
just-
Oh,
it's
trust
just-
me.
It screams Star Wars.
Just
Oh,
ugly though.
just
yeah.
ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Because like and the funny part is that the female Twi'leks hot as hell, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, what's her name from Flashdance?
Jennifer Beals.
Oh my gosh, you
Yeah,
kidding
pay
me?
double for that.
I was like, holy moly, I'll be in that bar listening to Max Rebo play every freaking night, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, I'll be broke. But
How
anyway,
you doing?
exactly. But yeah, no, this is it was good.
Smell like chloroform?
Oh my oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. Oh, congrats, Sean.
Yeah, dude. That's like I said,
s-
it's cool.
I'm still debating.
Yeah.
I got so many art prints, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? $65, and it's a
Ah,
20,
don't-
and it's
don't.
a 24 by 36. And
It's
when this
huge.
thing's sold out, I guarantee you it will double in price if you ever decide to
Okay,
get rid of it.
buying.
That and it's Rogue One, and there's not a lot of Rogue One stuff out, and that was my two deciding factors. Like, okay, if I really don't want it, I know I can sell it down the road, and there's not a lot of Rogue One.
Okay, buying. At the cart.
Boom.
I'll
I love
purchase it on the way out. All right, cool. Well, awesome. Congrats. I am going to say hi to the chat. We got Jose Paez. What's up, Jose? Thank you
Jose.
for tuning in tonight. We got Facebook user. Sorry, you didn't
Throw your
give-
name in there, Facebook user, so we know
Yeah.
who you are.
yeah, throw your name. You didn't give access to StreamYard. That means you're you're not being monitored by StreamYard. We got RMD Collective. What's up, RMD? Thank you for tuning in.
What's
a big
up?
supporter of the channel.
Probably
Thank you so much.
Zuckerberg.
I know, right? Can you imagine? We got Sean Stone in the house. What's up, Sean? We got
Sean.
Brett Imler. What's up, Brett? We got
Oh,
Lee. Oh, my
you know
boy
Brett,
Lee.
The guy
PJ,
that-
Oh, that's your guy.
Oh,
what's up, Brett?
Yeah.
What's up, Brett? Lee, thank you for tuning in. He says, PJ, stop saying the tip. Just a tip. Just a tip. We got the collector number 1. What's up, the collector? Best thing Sideshow and Hot Toys could do is sync releases and shipping. That way they can avoid delays and we can get our figures faster.
It's a
hopefully.
win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yep.
Exactly. Second Sideshow gets figures in stock. Those resellers drop their prices, which
Oh, yeah.
is great.
You should.
Again, a win-win for everyone.
Yep.
We got Marcel. What's up, Marcel?
What's up,
Thank you.
Marcel?
I'm scared to get Marcel and Dom on the next week's show. Oh my gosh, they were like, number one, there's a lot of bromance going on there, and on top of that, I'm scared what they have to say about the show. So we got Lee. I already said hi to Lee. Say hi to Lee already. No, he says my number 1 Star Wars movie, which is Rogue One.
Yeah.
We got SW77 Flex. What's up, Flex? Thank you for tuning in tonight's show. I forgot we were going to talk about other things. I thought we were.
Oh, Hot
What?
Toys announcement for Catbane.
Oh my! How could I forget about that? That's
yeah,
a huge.
yeah.
All right, so
It's coming.
thank God I have a co-host, a good one as well. He's the better half of SithCast, I always say. All right, so we have a nice little teaser. Catbane from the Book of Boba. All right, guys.
Is that Catbane coming around the corner?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
there he is.
Nope. That's the most disgusting spin move I've ever seen. Anyway, so with that being said, with this being teased by Hot Toys, all I gotta say is
I declare bankruptcy!
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
it'll be a
gosh,
while
guys,
before that one
there's
comes
so
out.
many figures.
Yeah, that's a year and a half at least.
So many figures. I don't know. Seriously, there's a lot of Star Wars product being dropped. It's insane. It's overwhelming.
You think we're just dipping into our toe into the Boba Fett show? We haven't even gotten to Kenobi yet.
Yeah, how about Cobb Vanth?
Yeah.
Who knows? That might be even like a Toy Fair exclusive.
Yeah. I mean, that would be fine with me. Do it. You know?
Do it. I want him.
Just make it.
Just make it. Well, I really hope that they gave us a head sculpt. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. You need an Oliphant head sculpt.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go to our guest tonight. Anthony, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm interested. I think I don't have any reason to think it won't look good. So yeah, more than likely I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely picking this up. I mean, to have a Catbane.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Give it to me. Come to Papa.
Do it.
Sean, what's your thoughts on this little tease?
Yeah, this is awesome because me and Anthony always talk, we want more alien, like Hot Toy figure, alien figures. Everything we get's either a head sculpt or a trooper. You don't get a lot of alien figures.
No.
Like, hell yeah. The only thing they're going to have to get right is the right shade of blue on him or everyone's going to bitch.
Oh, my.
The bad thing is they always try to do it accurate to the show or to the movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if they can get the blue right and get the hoses coming off his face right, where they're not too droopy. Because I went back and looked at a screenshot of it, and they kind of protrude out a little bit. They're a little more rigid. If they can get those two things right in the eyes, it's going to be that thing's going to fly off the shelves. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a definite do it for me.
Oh. Well, we didn't play it fully. Do it again.
Oh, I got to do it again.
Do it. There you go. I was like, it was like so fast. I was like, what?
Good. Yeah, that's because it's a tentative do it because it's a year and a half away.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's a long. You think if it is a year and a half? I mean, it's 18 months. Like, where am I going to be in my collecting in 18 months?
Oh my gosh!
As awesome as it is, it's like that's 18 months.
It is 18 months. Yeah. Well, it gives me enough time to save up because I'm not going to play that video again. I will declare bankruptcy if all comes out at the same time.
Yeah. Wait till in 18 months, who's going to release the first Catbane bust?
Oh my.
How badass would that be with the tubes?
Oh my god!
And the teeth, get the teeth. Oh, it would be sick.
Oh my goodness! Take my money. Take my money.
Very nice.
And the hat, and you could do like a real hat. Oh man, that could be done very well.
Having the coat too.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. 18 months, man, it's a long time.
Guys, I don't have enough room. What am I gonna do, guys?
Do like Sean did. Sell off a bunch of. There's always first one out.
Yeah.
Like I was looking the other day because there's a lot of stuff coming in the next few months, and I was like, I need to open.
What can I get rid of? Yeah.
Yeah. So you've always got, even if you like them all, there's always one that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your first one out, so to speak.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely in this. Like, and the thing is, we still haven't gotten like some of the characters from Book of Boba. What happens if will they make a black chrysanthemum?
Oh, sold.
Only if they don't want money.
Yeah, well, if you hate money, don't make it.
Yeah.
Well, if they do make black chrysanthemum, I just hope that it doesn't turn out. That'll be a badass one, but I just hope it doesn't turn out to be like the Force Awakens.
Oh my gosh, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they learn their lesson on that. That might be why we haven't gotten a Chewie.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to perfect it. Hopefully they are taking their time.
Had it perfected. I don't know.
Yeah. New Hope Chewbacca is fantastic.
Yeah.
All they had to do is just redo that one.
Yeah, just kind of change the hair. That's all
Mhm.
they had to do. But okay. Yeah, Black Chrysanthemum.
Sold.
I mean, we got
I
the
don't know
most
what else they
Vespa
would do.
gang. Like, come on,
No,
guys.
get out of here.
Like, I mean,
other than
Never.
the
Boba, maybe do Catbane.
most
Obviously,
Vespa
they're doing
gang.
Krennic.
I want those
I
most
can't see anything
Vespa.
else they would do.
No.
Tuscan with the
Ooh, yeah.
black robes.
Yeah.
The
Dude,
female
that-
one.
The
female
female
one.
one's badass.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
me that one.
Give me her, Black Chrysanthemum, and Cad Bane, and I'm good.
Yeah, or what's his name? Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, Cobb Vanth.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
So-
could do him in either that show or Mando. Who knows? He might
Yeah.
even show up in Mando 3.
Yeah. I mean, he's still alive.
Right. So
Spoiler alert, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I'd be
sure.
more excited for Black Chrysanthemum and
yes.
Cad Bane here, just because they're not human head sculpts. They're different. They're aliens. One's furry. It's
Cobb Vanth's basically Boba Fett with a different head sculpt.
really he is. Yeah, same armor. It's like, I mean, he's cool, but
Yeah.
it's very, very similar. I'd
Yeah.
like some diversity.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So another thing I do want to talk about is this. Homesick made some Tatooine. See, we're talking about anything and everything Star Wars here.
Smells like bantha fodder.
Yeah, exactly. How does Tatooine smell like? That's what
Yeah.
I want to know. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I have to buy it. It's
Does it smell like the beach?
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
remember that Seinfeld where Kramer was selling the
Smells like
fragrance, the
rotted,
beach?
Crate
Oh,
Dragon.
for some reason, like I played that video and now it's like it won't stop playing the song.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, Tatooine candle, really? How about
I'm curious though what it smells like.
yeah, I'm curious seriously, I'm curious too. Like what
Does it give
like.
it anything in a description of like
It smells like sand.
yeah.
Smells
It
like
smells like feet.
oh.
Like
How
rotted
about
Crate Dragon.
I believe there is a special edition one. It smells like was it the Lars Homestead
Yeah.
where they're all burnt? Too soon? Too soon? Too
No,
soon?
no,
Too
it's
soon?
not. It's been 40 years. Come on.
Smells like burnt flesh here. What's going on?
Amberuma cooking. They turned into cannibal.
Yeah, like what the heck is going on here? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I guess they're really getting a little creative with some of the
Yeah.
Pamela,
It's all about branding.
smells of ass and sand.
Yeah.
And I hate sand. Oh
Yeah. Now we know why Anakin hates sand, because it smells like ass.
It smells like ass. Oh gosh, roasted
That
Jawas.
was ass.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Nice.
Smells like Crate Dragon's nutsack. Anyway, all right.
Hey.
Hey, all right. So again, I do want to promote our Discord. So for the people that want to come in and talk more Star Wars with us and don't have Facebook, definitely join us in our Discord chat. Hold on one second. Let me copy the server link.
Yeah.
And I'll post it thing. Obviously, we just ask people to be friendly and just try to have a good time with us,
Yeah. We're available all week.
Yep, all week. So anyway, all right, guys. So I think we kind of tackled all the topics, and I kind of want to. I don't know, Sean. Should we just go straight into the
Yeah.
spoiler talk?
Yes, please.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh! It sounds like Sean's excited, and I am too.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
with that being said, for the people that haven't watched the latest Kenobi episode,
You're a
this-
loser.
well, well, maybe. But anyway, this is your final. Well, first of all, your
my heart.
and the spin move for you.
Stop.
Oh my gosh, that spin move really. Okay, so this is your final warning because we're gonna go into spoiler territory.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. All right, we are in spoiler territories. Kenobi spoiler talk. Oh man, can I go first, guys? I just, you know what? This is something really, really. I'm just gonna just give you guys like a really quick thought, and then we're gonna go into detailed thoughts and opinions.
Go through it a little slower too. There's only 3 of us tonight, and we can kind of.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I could talk all night long with this.
This is.
So I just want to say I am so happy for Hayden Christensen. When I saw this,
oh yeah,
I literally almost cried, guys. Seriously, if not, I probably cried. And like I said, Anakin is my favorite. One of my favorite. He's my favorite Star Wars character because he's Anakin Vader. So to kind of see this on screen after how many years? Was it 17 years?
Yeah.
Yep.
To see this.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh, guys. What a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And what a moment for Hayden Christensen, right? Like after all what he went through. Because really, if you think about it, after Star Wars, he really didn't have any hit movies and he kind of disappeared for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to see him on screen and the fans are embracing him finally after all these years, just really cool and really awesome. And I just wanted to start off with that. So let's get into Anthony's thoughts on this episode. So, all right, Anthony, what's your thoughts on the latest Kenobi episode?
This is what the whole show should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Is there should have been flashbacks of him remembering his time with Anakin, either remembering the good times and then the red flags. You know, like I should have seen this. This episode was fantastic. Even the quality of all this right here on Coruscant. I even thought the bunker area that they were in was a higher quality. Like it's like the budget was higher for this episode. Even the stuff where they're in Vader's Star Destroyer, all that looked great. Like my only critique was I wish they would have de-aged him.
Yeah,
because it took you out for just a millisecond, but I don't understand why they didn't do it, but so be it. It was still fantastic. I love seeing how you have Vader remembering this fight and you have ObiWan remembering this fight, and each time it ended on one, it panned to the other. Some of the visuals, there was one where Vader was looking out of the Star Destroyer. It looked like a poster, like a movie poster. All you saw was the back of his helmet and the stars. Fantastic. I actually liked the way ObiWan manipulated Reva. That was a concern of mine. It's like, how I knew they were going to turn her good. I just didn't know how they were going to do it. Sometimes stuff works, sometimes stuff doesn't. I was down for it. I am very glad that Vader treated her with zero respect when he fought her. That's exactly how it should have been. The only thing that, if you want to nitpick it, she should have never been able to knock the saber out of his hand. When he come out of that bay and he snatched that ship out of the air and yanked it to the ground and then just ripped the side panels off, I was like, oh, F yeah. Finally, I want to see this man tear shit up. And he did. And I loved it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess she's going to Owen's house. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Sean, what's your thoughts on this latest episode?
Amazing. This was the best episode. This felt so Star Wars. It was even better when Vader first revealed himself back to Obi-Wan. And then, like you said, just the flashbacks. and then the way it's segued into each person's thought, like it just shows their connection to each other. Because remember when Vader showed up in the the last when he first showed himself, how much pain Obi-Wan felt, like like he's so connected to Anakin, and it's like they're almost having these same flashbacks together.
Yeah, exactly, because they're brothers.
Very symbolic.
Yes, they are so connected, and I mean that just shows you why he did not use his Force powers for 10 years, because he's that connected to him.
I don't know if you recognized in this fight, there are some similarities to their fight on Mustafar.
Oh, yeah, he does the same move. Yeah, he
Also-
swirls it behind his back.
Also, when Anakin is backing Obi-Wan down,
Jedi.
yes, Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, when
When,
Luke was beating
yep.
down Vader, and Vader fell.
Oh yes,
Luke-
yes.
Yeah, Luke was in the same fighting stance as
Mhm.
Anakin was,
Mhm.
and then
Yep.
Obi-Wan was kind of holding the saber up by
Yeah,
his
he was
face.
like,
Yeah.
like
But-
father, like son.
Yeah, it's just those little Easter eggs, and then just to see them back together fighting again, and just with the technology, because probably the background in Coruscant's probably that giant screen they use, that giant blue screen.
Yeah.
So it feels like, when they're filming it, it feels like they're like right there. And
Yeah,
then, I mean, where do we even go? Like it starts off here. Let's go forward a little bit, and then because the other
Oh,
scene.
I love
Look at
when
that.
Obi-Wan
Look at
starts
that.
out. When Obi-Wan starts out, he's holding it just like he was blocking the lightning from Dooku.
Yeah, that's kind of his fighting style, where he always starts out kind of one-handed, and he's kind of feeling the other person out. And then that, and Vader's just playing Reva. She finally gets what she wants, kneel, and you're like, oh man. But I kind of called it last episode. I was like, we haven't seen the last of the Grand Inquisitor. I was like, he's showing back up.
Don't get me started.
But even before we even get there, like as we're going along, like when all those troopers come out, and then when they go in there and Tala's fighting him, and then the droid gets hit, I love the way he protected her.
Yep.
Where he kind of just hovered over and blocked her, and then she pulls out the thermal detonator. I'm like, yes. And she's like, she let it fly, she sacrificed herself for the greater good.
Yeah.
And then I love how
Very much
Leia's
Rogue One-ish.
yes.
Well, can I
Yes.
can I say something? Do you guys remember Aliens?
Mhm.
Yep.
Vasquez?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that reminded me of Aliens, right? When all the aliens were coming through the hallway, or like the little what's that called? The vents.
Yeah.
And they were like, guys, go on. And they're like,
that was
oh, it was so good.
Yeah, it was very Rogue One-ish too. And then I love the way Leia just took charge. She's like, I'll do it. Give me a ladder right now.
Yeah.
And he's
It's
like,
symbolic
if you trust
too.
me, I trust her,
Yeah.
And then she gets right to work, and then everyone's like, well, how does she good with electronics? I'm like, when you're a little kid growing up in the galaxy, I'm sure that's like what you play with as a little kid. You learn that
At
stuff.
9,
And then
Anakin built
He built
C-3PO,
C-3PO.
and that pod racer. Just it's like playing with toys.
Yeah, that's what they learn
Like,
growing up.
Yeah, and plus she's a Skywalker.
Yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
Skywalker.
It's
Of course, it's in her blood.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I know what I like, Ice Cube's son using the bowcaster.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
see him with the big
Mhm.
bowcaster. I'm like, sweet. And then naturally when Vader when Obi-Wan communes with her and talks to her through the wall,
Yep.
and then he's like, wait a minute, you're not after me, you want Vader. And I'm like, okay, at that point has changed my outlook on that character, because I wasn't a
Yep.
big fan of her, and at that point I'm like, okay, I can see the way she kind of came across in the previous episodes. Now I see why. Like we see her motivation. We see she's going after Vader because they make it played out like I got to get Kenobi, but it's actually I got to get Vader. And that was a great little twist that they threw in there.
But what's the best way to get Vader out?
Yeah, you got
to bring him what he wants.
Yeah,
Get
And then if you're the
Kenobi
Grand
out.
Inquisitor, you have the ability to stand side by side with him.
yeah, you get right there.
What she wanted. And I think I like the fact that they drop them weekly because it gives us something to chew on for a week and then look forward to next week. And you know, I
Yeah, that
also
could have
love
the
binge
reverse
watching
effect
stuff.
too.
I also
Well,
love binge watching stuff, but binge watching this, I think, would be beneficial as far as the backlash they might get,
mhm.
because in 45 minutes from the time you didn't like her, you're gonna
Like
that's
her.
gonna unfold, and
You
you're gonna be
change
like,
your
okay,
attitude.
that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Imagine watching a movie and you're only watching 30 minutes at a time. How
Mhm.
much you're gonna be like, what the hell are they doing? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you got to give
So
the story time to progress.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I've said
know.
a couple times, I guess we're just gonna have to see how it unfolds before
Yeah,
um, you know, something makes sense or doesn't make sense.
yeah, and I'm
So,
right there with him. I didn't care much for the character, and now I'm like, okay, it just fits a little bit better now. You kind of see her motivation. You kind of see what she's gone through to get to where she's at, and like I said, like just that plot twist. And then when Kenobi kind of gave himself up, and he said, "Listen, I'm here bringing Vader to you." It's like, so he's basically telling her like, you need to take him out when he gets here.
Mhm.
I'm the bait. But he was
he's
kind
gonna
of,
be focused on Obi-Wan,
yeah,
not
yeah.
the
Well,
surroundings.
that's the thing. Vader is so obsessed and
Hmm.
with his anger for Obi-Wan, he is blinded by everything, and that's what they were doing in the flashbacks. You know,
Yeah, and you saw that in Revenge of the Sith. That's the only
but that's just the
way.
way it is. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only way he lost that fight is because he made a mistake because
yeah,
he's so arrogant and so blinded, and it shows in this fight between him and Kenobi.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you think
and
this is
that
only
happens right before Attack of the Clones, and
Yeah.
then he rushes in on Dooku instead of being patient, going in as a team, and he gets zapped and shot over in the corner.
Mhm.
You know, it's what he's always done. Even in the Clone Wars, he rushed into battle without like really thinking out how am I going to do this.
That's always been Anakin.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's his character though.
That's his character.
He's impulsive. And this
Yes.
is a young Vader. This is a powerful young Vader. And when you bring this much emotion to him, I mean, it's Obi-Wan of all people. Like,
Mhm.
it's his brother. It's his brother that took him down. It's like he's going to be blinded by anything. That's why during the series, he just kept saying, it doesn't matter about anybody else. Obi-Wan's the only one that I care about, And I think so, like when Vader, came in and he stopped the ship, which is freaking amazing. I mean, how awesome is that? Like that freighter's taken away and Vader just stops it in midair and brings it down. And then when he starts ripping the sides of this thing off, I'm
Mhm.
sitting there. I was just so excited. And then I see the other ship take off. And then I was like, oh, well, in my mind, I was thinking, why couldn't he grab that ship? But I'm thinking he was so like enraged and so focused on getting Obi-Wan that I
Demoralized
mean,
in the
he was
moment.
just ripping the ship to threads. He wasn't focused on what was going on in the background.
Mhm.
So, I'm sure that ship was already off the ground and halfway up there before, he was
Yeah,
done.
and then he used a lot of force
Dude,
power just to bring that one down.
dude, it was friggin' amazing.
So
Just,
you think like it's like you run like super. You know how you run super fast? Do you have enough energy to
Hmm.
do it again?
yeah,
No,
it
that's that.
drains you.
Yeah, it drains you. So
I mean, that
so
was friggin' phenomenal. Phenomenal.
yeah,
That's what we wanted from Vader. We wanted
that's
That
to
what
right,
see
we.
that anger, that
Mhm,
power.
mhm.
It's friggin' awesome.
That's what we want in Star Wars, right?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
we never got to see in the older films.
what he
So
did to that ship is what he did in Lords of the Sith.
yep,
He's yanking TIE fighters out of the sky.
Sky, yep,
Yeah. And
and
then when Reva shows up, he just toyed with her. He's like, "You're not even worthy of me pulling off my lightsaber. I'm just gonna,
that
I'm gonna bitch slap you around with the Force."
dude,
He's blocking her
and
like it's freaking sick. It's
and then he
amazing.
and he broke her lightsaber in half and gave it to her. They were like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, you
There you
Yeah,
lost it.
go.
Here you go. All
yeah. He's
right,
like,
come."
I'm not gonna kill an unarmed person. Here you go.
Yeah, but isn't that the most disrespectful
Yes.
thing?
Yes. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what it should have been.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
The only thing I wanted though, Dooku style, take the
Oh,
head
I
off.
thought that was gonna happen.
Dude, how badass that would have been.
I was like, oh, here we
I
go.
kept thinking, would Disney do that?
No, I don't think so. I was just like, I mean,
Well, I don't know. They've cut people in half.
Yeah.
What difference
Yeah.
would it make?
Well, they're like, well, he's in a uniform,
Well-
so stormtrooper uniform. He's not human.
yeah.
Cut that girl's hand off.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
poor
but-
girl. It's just like, I just wasn't
Yeah, y'all don't have authority out here. You won't be
Yeah.
needing that hand.
sick. It's like,
Yeah.
And then I love it was like almost like an homage to the Emperor where he's like, I have foreseen, and he's like, you don't think I knew what you were doing? Like I didn't.
Youngling.
Yeah, and then here comes the Grand Inquisitor
Inquisitor.
comes strutting in. I'm like,
Mhm.
hell yeah! I'm like the episode couldn't have got any better.
oh, come on. How about those people with continuity? And oh my gosh, they killed the Inquisitor.
Dude.
Like it was like, shut the hell up.
And the thing is, my concern was like right after the reveal. I call it the reveal episode where Obi-Wan sees Vader for the like right after, because that was what all the hype for all of us were looking up to. Oh, Vader and Kenobi, Vader and Kenobi. And then after that, I'm thinking, okay, Disney's got to end strong. The story's got to be done well to hold our attention, And then hands down, this episode topped that episode. This was friggin' awesome.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people that like are nitpicking it and
Yeah.
just kind of like, like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, anyway.
I'm going 9.5 out of 10 only because I want to see Obi-Wan whip his ass.
Yeah,
It's got to happen.
Sean.
Got to happen. Got to happen.
No, God.
Well, they already foreshadowed it.
Well,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
That
I
whole
hate
fight
it's
lesson
like-
was you may be the most powerful
Jedi.
duelist Jedi, hands down, but
He's
you're going to
smarter.
get outsmarted by
He's smarter.
He's working hard, and Obi-Wan's going to work smarter.
Because Obi-Wan's the master for a reason. He's smarter.
Take that back.
It
Take it back.
also is going to make
Sean, your tune changed, bro. Like you went there like, yeah, episode 3 was great, and we're like, yeah, Kenobi got his ass whooped. Yeah, it's almost like your favorite team.
Yeah.
Team.
They're getting their
Right.
butt kicked in the first half, but then the second
Well-
half they come back.
Well, I
Yeah.
love Obi-Wan.
I
love Obi-Wan a lot, but
I
like
like him. He's like one of
the facts of the fight. I mean, this is how it should happen.
Yeah.
You know.
But the thing too is that like I compare Kenobi as the New England Patriots. It's like, dude, like they don't really have he doesn't have a lot of. He's not like the most powerful Jedi. He doesn't have a lot of tricks up his sleeves. He doesn't have like the best force powers, but he just wins. Like the Patriots, right? Like they don't spend like $1 million, go over like their budget or the salary cap to get all these like all-star football players. They just go with, hey, we got Brady. He's not flashy. He does his thing, and but we just love to hate them. And it's just like with Kenobi, like, because I'm a Darth Vader fan now, I'm an Anakin fan. It's like, dude, like we know we are powerful. We're more powerful than Kenobi, but we just shoot ourselves in the foot by being so arrogant and blinded by all this stuff.
Impulsive. Now, out of this, like the only, not really complaint, my only concern is going to be how are they going to try to, address the issue with Leia sending out the message in A New Hope, because clearly like she knows who he is as a 10-year-old. I mean, she's got to the point where she came out and hugged him in this episode. I'm like, in 10 years, you can't forget that one dude unless they
said she didn't know who he was.
Yeah, but the way she acted, and now granted, I know it's 40 years ago and the way they
some of that
wrote it.
stuff we just got to let go of.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Like,
personally, I don't think they're really going to address it. They're just going to be like, well, 10 years later, she knew him, but she was maybe being more not political, but just how do I
It's
say
just a
it?
message. Come help me out.
Yeah,
You know?
well when she's like, oh, you served my fathers in the Clone Wars. Like just when she said that, that kind of came off like, oh, I didn't know who you were versus,
Or more like
oh, I'm
he didn't know
Leia.
who she was, but you know my father.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or it's like, I need your help again. You know what I
yeah,
mean? She could have
yeah.
said something like that. But now, granted, that was 40 years ago, and we're just gonna have to overlook that if it doesn't get
I mean,
rectified.
like, and here's the thing too. It's like, okay, like you served with my father in the Clone Wars, right? Like, it just kind of like reminding him, like, help me out still,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
like Bail Organa is like, like you know what I'm
It's
saying? Like,
it's more of a problem that Alec Guinness didn't know who R2 is, but you just got to let that stuff go.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
yeah. See, I don't understand why people are not like causing a riot with that,
Yeah,
right?
that and R2 knows who Vader is. Like, come on.
yeah,
Yeah. How about
like
R2? I mean, Vader not knowing who C-3PO is.
Yeah.
some of that stuff that George didn't think was a big deal. Obviously, he didn't think it was that big of a deal because he did it.
Yeah.
You just got to let it go. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
know,
and here's the thing too. When did Star Wars ever win an Academy Award for the best storytelling, best screenplay? No,
Yeah.
it never won anything. It's just a science fiction movie. They do their best they can to connect with things. I just think that we're so hardcore fans, and there's nothing wrong with it, that it's like we nitpick things, and that prevents us from enjoying things. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And George even said it, and that's the one thing people can get it in their minds is that he made it for the 12-year-olds. He didn't make it for the 40-year-old. He didn't make
Yeah.
it for the 36-year-old. He didn't make it for the 50-year-old. He made these movies for the 12-year-old, right? He's going into adolescence. He's gonna like be like going to the next step in his life, and it's all about decisions. People think it's like geared towards themselves, like the adults. Okay, it's geared towards me. I'm a 42-year-old Star Wars fan. Is geared to no, it's not geared towards you, dude. Like it's geared towards like kids, right? In the most part. So, and kids are not gonna nitpick as much as we do. you know,
Yeah.
you know.
So Marcel's said here, when Kenobi gave himself up, why did Reva send him back with the other escapees? He missed why that happened.
it didn't make any sense, but he needed to be in the other room. It just
Wait, remind me. So,
he's outside the doors on
He's
his knees talking to Reva.
and then she sends him back into
Then she
the
has two
building.
stormtroopers take him back inside. It's
I was
just
because
thinking
it's a
that too.
setup. It's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
moving the
setup.
plot along.
Yeah, she wants Vader and Kenobi by themselves, right?
Yeah.
Whether Kenobi fights Vader or she wanted him to be distracted. That was the main purpose, so he could stab her. She could stab him in the back and just get him back for
Right.
Order 66.
It's like why Vader didn't walk through the fire,
Yeah, it's just
You gotta
plot. Just
move it
let
along.
that stuff go. Like
Yeah, but I mean, okay, that's one thing too with the fire. That was just like maybe plot armor or whatever.
that's
Just
all it is.
yeah, but I really think that her sending Kenobi back with the troopers was to distract, because look at Vader went straight by himself to the thing, and that's what she wanted. Because what happens if Reva attacked Vader in front of those stormtroopers?
Yeah,
She
that
would
wouldn't have happened.
She would have been dead.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
purpose. That was because she knew that Kenobi can kill those troopers by himself.
Yeah.
It was a setup. It was all a setup. But the only thing I can't overlook is that fire scene in episode 3 or the third episode of this season. But
Yeah. So Marcel's got another question. He says, "Will you think this fight will help Hasbro campaign sell the Inquisitor saber?"
Probably
well,
won't hurt.
Well, here's the thing. Marcel, stay tuned. Me and Sean and I made a video on this coming up and maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. You could
actually we did actually.
Our thoughts will be on tomorrow. A little 20-minute video for you guys.
Yeah. We tried to keep it 10, but unfortunately that never happens in our in this channel. Oh, well, we just got to keep it up. Hey, Sean, we're going to do a 2-minute video. And then when we hit 10 minutes, then we're like, okay, good. But okay, so 9.5.
Single songwriter had a good point too. When Luke goes into the cell, says, "Hey, I'm here with Ben Kenobi. And she's like, Ben Kenobi? So you could
Oh,
take that as she knew him.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe she never knew of him as Obi-Wan.
Yep. I
Well,
don't think
he.
anybody's called him Obi-Wan in
Mhm.
front
That's a
of
good
her.
point, Single. Good point.
Yeah. And plus, he
But
doesn't want to be known as Obi-Wan. He's always been
right.
called Ben. He's been calling himself Ben the whole time. I think the only time he was referred to as Obi-Wan was
'Cause-
was it Riva
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vader, or even what's his name? Leia's father, Bail.
Bail, yeah.
So
Yeah.
those
The
are the only times.
Pollard
Yeah.
chick did call him Obi-Wan. I don't know if Leia was in the room at the time,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
But yeah, that's a great point, single songwriter. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, because she seemed excited, like Ben Kenobi, like where?
Yeah.
Versus
yeah,
General Kenobi, you served my father in the Clone Wars. So maybe she didn't know they were the same people.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
possible. You know,
Yeah.
Kenobi could have been like the Joneses, but again, one was done in 77, one was done in 2000,
Mhm.
you know, so like you just got to let some of that stuff, if it's not like
When she was dead.
breaking
Yeah.
canon, you know.
When it's not like The Last Jedi. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Well, if they did not bring the Inquisitor back, we got a problem.
oh yeah, but
Leia maybe remembering, why didn't she say this? Like, you know,
Yeah.
we could go
when
back
they're
and
going
forth
back
all
and
night.
forth
There's a
in the
lot that could
time,
go
like,
over in 10 years.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
when they're doing one and then they do the other one 15 or 20 years later, you know, and it's a prequel, you kind of got to like let some of that stuff go.
It's got to be some liberties.
yeah, but
Exactly.
I'm saying, can you imagine, like, say you were the one in charge of trying to connect the dots here? Like, how many times you're like, like, they weren't really, but they,
There's probably some things that they say that's not that big of a deal, and then other ones are like, no, you can't do that.
yeah. Well, the Grand Inquisitor being dead was definitely
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too: the continuity is going to be challenged with what Vader says to Kenobi in the next fight.
Not necessarily.
So
I think the very end of that fight right there, when he says, until you learn, you're so focused on victory until you learn whatever, you'll always be the Padawan.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
when Kenobi wins in the next fight, like
Mhm.
I told you before, you'll always be the Padawan and the learner.
Right. And if he goes into that fight again and
Mhm.
doesn't have patience, not go in for attack, which he's probably going to do,
Yeah.
you know, and then, you know, however it ends up working out, if Obi-Wan outsmarts him or whatever, then technically, yes, he's still the Padawan.
Yeah.
So,
Because I was hoping that wasn't the epic battle of all battles they were talking
Oh,
about. Like
the third episode.
Mhm.
Oh no! Come
no,
on!
no, I'm talking about the flashback.
No,
Because when they were just talking
Mhm.
in the panel
No.
at Celebration, they're like, "Oh
I
yeah,
think
the
it's
epic
going to be
battle."
on Mustafar.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
Dude,
throw.
that'd be badass.
He's Kenobi's gonna throw off Vader by going to Mustafar and
Yep.
challenging him there,
hmm
and it's gonna be like all over again. And then we're gonna get a broken helmet, Vader helmet. We're gonna see Hayden Christensen's eyes through there, and then we're gonna get the Mythos Vader statue because of that.
Well, do you think, because the episode ended with the rebel ship lost its hyperdrive and Vader was chasing him, do you think Obi-Wan will give himself up, sacrifice himself again, so they can let them go, and then maybe Vader will take Obi-Wan back to Mustafar?
I think he's going to go there to confront him
Oh, you think he's just gonna like follow him?
somehow or another. Maybe they got another ship on there and they separate or something.
Yeah,
I'm curious what they're gonna do there. Yeah,
they're probably gonna say like, what do you want us to do, Vader? Like, nope, go focus your efforts on Kenobi.
it's all about Kenobi, because he's
Yeah.
like, once Kenobi's broken, they will fall in line, basically, because Kenobi's kind of the leader, because everyone's looking at him like he's the great Jedi again.
Yep.
So if Kenobi's broken, everyone else is going to be like, okay, you know.
Yeah. All right. So wait, Anthony, what did you give this episode?
I'd give it a 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I loved all the flashback stuff, all the stuff with Vader. I wasn't too hot on Reva. but I kept thinking to myself, maybe once her motivations are revealed, that it will make more sense, which it did. It also made me not really care about her over the top stuff, because I think she was trying to be so irrational and evil to get closer to Vader,
Mm-hmm.
or at least that's the way I took it. So
Yep.
totally fine with it. I I loved the fight with her and him. Exactly how it should have gone down. Just
Mhm.
one-sided manhandling.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, we'll start from the top with me. I know I gave like a little 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 taste of like my thoughts in the beginning of our spoiler talk. But I love this episode. Absolutely love this episode. Just loved it. Just because, like I said, I've been waiting a very long time to see Anakin back on screen. Seeing Hayden Christensen playing Anakin, seeing Kenobi and Anakin back together again. Very emotional scene, just because it's like it shows you the relationship between the both of them. They're both brothers. They're not Kenobi's not the father figure for Anakin, is both brothers. Anakin wanting to show his brother, his bigger brother, that he is the better Jedi, which is rightfully so. Anyone that has siblings, your younger brother looks up to you. Your younger sibling looks up to you and wants to be better than you. So again, as someone that's experienced, as the older sibling, you're gonna say much to learn you have, right? And that shows in this scene, this like training fight scene. My only issue with this training fight scene is, guys, what's going on with the de-aging process here? It wasn't like
They didn't do it.
they didn't do it.
No,
And on top of it,
that's straight up Hayden Christensen, which I have no problem with that.
Do you know who
do
Christian Harloff is?
Yeah.
I was watching his channel this afternoon.
Mhm.
He took like a minute and actually did a little quick Photoshop on Hayden's, and like he said it took him like a minute. I mean, it looked rough and all, but still, like, that if they would have taken a little bit of time, they could have easily done it.
But that doesn't even bother me. I think I was just so excited to see him back in the limelight.
No,
Yeah,
it didn't bother
wasn't
me.
that big a deal.
It's seriously, it's a nitpick that's not going to ruin my overall thoughts for the episode. But it was just kind of like, hey guys, you're Disney, right? Like, hey, what happened to the and I think single songwriter said it in the chat, is that they probably saved all the budget money for the last episode, right? The rematch of the century.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So, and another thing too is, what's up with Kenobi's hair? Like, really, that is a horrible wig.
It is.
I was like, oh
that
my
wig
gosh,
is rough.
That wig was rough. Dude.
Look at it.
I was like, guys, like,
looks like he's about to do the walk of shame.
When he walked in, it looked great, and then after fighting for a couple of minutes, it got a little.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, guys. I was like, this guy.
SW-77. Yes, you're right. The snow speeder should be on that ship.
Yeah,
at least one.
The thing too is that, like, I'm like really, like, he doesn't look like Jesus, like, like. Number one, he looks like what's that called? Siegfried and Roy. You know how they have like
yeah, you got to bring out some lions and tigers.
Yeah, lions and tigers. I'm like, what
that tiger with tiger.
Yeah, but see, this is him with, like in Attack of the Clones. Like, you see, I don't know about this glamour shot right here.
Oh, that's straight glamour shot right there.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But like, I'm like, okay, it's okay. We'll forgive him for that.
Go down to the. I was going to say the one. Go back. There was one shot on there that looked very similar.
This one or this side?
Right there. You see where they, like, right above, up to the right. One
This
more
one?
to the right. Yep, that one.
Yeah, where he's
That's
yelling at Anakin.
yeah, that's where it looks very similar to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely it looks like that, but
The one next to him looks awesome.
Oh yeah,
Where
that
he's
was
just standing
nice.
oh my
No,
gosh,
no,
that
not
is
that one.
that's
On
a
the other
glamour
side.
shot right there. This one
No,
Yeah.
or this
there you
one?
go. You just had it.
This one?
No, yeah, that one.
That's a toy though.
I know.
He's
Oh.
right. Plastic hair is better.
Yeah, the plastic hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, nitpicks of mine that's not gonna ruin it for me. I was just like, that's the one thing I noticed, right? Like, I'm like, what the? Okay, all right, whatever. But in the most part, I really love this scene, and just it's setting it up, right? It's all setting it up for the last episode,
Mhm.
and it's also mirroring the fight scene with in the Mustafar fight scene, right? Like Anakin is very cocky and arrogant, right? He's like, I got the high ground, Annie. Don't do it. You underestimate my power. And he still freaking does it. Same here.
Yeah, he's
Like,
arrogant.
He's
Well,
arrogant. He's a young kid.
He was so angry and arrogant that he wanted to kill Obi-Wan using Obi-Wan's move against Maul.
Well, here's the thing. All right. So I watched that Revenge of the Sith before the show, right? So do you guys know he actually does that same flip
Mhm.
right before when he jumped to the high ground. Remember, he was like on that little like droid, right?
Mhm.
And he jumped to Kenobi's like little platform that was
Yep.
the floating platform. He did that exact like jump
Mhm.
like he did in the high ground jump, because he's like, oh, I did it once, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna do it again. But this time he just got chopped in many pieces. But yeah, so that was cool. It was cool to see Tala and that scene. Like you said, it's very Rogue One-ish.
Great scene. Great scene.
Great scene. You're like, it kind of like, sort of erases that little bitch slap.
Yeah.
She kind of did it again. But
Well, she kind of did it again. I'm like, what's
Did she? I missed it.
Yeah.
yeah.
She grabbed like the stormtrooper's helmet and just kind of like slapped it. I don't know. I got.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see it.
I'm like, oh god, what's with her and that stupid move, right?
Maybe she's strong as hell. And we don't know.
But I mean, I was reading like another Facebook user's comment about like like it's like, imagine like you're a football player, right? And you have that helmet and someone slaps you, and it actually is like,
Yeah, that's decent. Yeah.
it's a good comparison, but she's tall as a young, thin,
Yeah.
maybe she's like freakishly strong. Like, we don't know about it, but anyway,
They're all aliens when you look
Yeah.
at it.
nitpicks of Star Wars. That's
Yeah.
not gonna ruin it for me. But anyway, yeah, the Tala scene was very emotional. I was like, oh, I love Leia. She is such a sassy, confident like girl.
They casted her
Perfect.
It's absolutely perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like when
Home
she's
run.
like, yep, like what'd she say? Like, I'll fit in it, I'll do it, or something like that. She was like,
I'll do it. Give me a
yeah,
ladder.
Didn't
give me
even
the ladder.
hesitate.
Didn't hesitate. I'm like, wow. She reminds me of that Game of Thrones, like a girl. Like, remember she played like she was in part of I forgot. Anyway.
Are you talking about Arya?
Arya.
No.
The little girl?
The little girl, like she was like
With the little sword, the little
you're not Arya, like there's another one. But anyway, she was like part of the
Oh,
North
are you talking about the chick that her brother was Reek?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, not her.
Reek.
Reek, no,
Reek.
it was someone else. But
Oh.
but anyway,
Anyway,
long story short, like she was very confident. So I like that scene. I love Order 66. That scene was very, very emotional and disturbing because
I've
remember
heard.
because you remember in the beginning of the episode you got like, oh, some images might be disturbing because unfortunately it is like killing the younglings, but it adds more backstory to Reva.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like that's her only goal in life is to kill Vader because of what, and the fact that like what really hit me was because you could tell she was very emotional during that scene
Yeah.
when she goes, I played dead. I played dead.
I felt their bodies turn cold.
Yes.
Mhm.
That hit me, man. Like I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I like understand why she's acting the way she's acting.
Yeah.
It gives, a backstory. And that's one thing that, Sean and I were talking in the recording of one of our videos is that, like, we're so spoiled with Netflix, getting to do like to binge watch like a weekend of like episodes, right? That like we may dislike one episode, but we make it up by watching the next episode right away. And then we get some content to why certain characters act the way they do in the previous episodes.
Yeah.
We don't get that with Disney Plus because it's a weekly like episodic release, right? So um so that's why I feel like it's a good thing and bad thing, because good thing, it gives us content to talk about and something to talk about in between episodes, but bad thing because there's a lot of hate that comes with it, right? A
Yeah.
lot of people, it gives people time to nitpick on things and not enjoy the episode fully and not see the bigger picture. Because to be honest, guys, this doesn't bother me. This show doesn't bother me. I don't know why it bothers so many people.
I don't understand why. We bitched about Boba Fett because the story was all over the place. We have a fluent story here that is good.
Yeah, with
Why-
some like
what do these
issues here.
people want?
Like, here's the thing too. You guys complain about freaking the prequels. There were people that hated the prequels, right? Like the writing, the acting, and here we are with better director, better writing. People hated George Lucas. That's why he was like probably sold it, because he was like sick and tired of not being able to please like Star Wars, the Star Wars fandom.
Yeah.
And then like next like now the prequels are all loved, right? And it's just it's very confusing to the people giving us content, because we hate one thing, but then they give us the opposite and we still hate it. So they're like, what do you guys want?
And the thing is, this show's giving us everything we wanted. We want flashbacks. We want the confrontation. We want to see Luke. We want to see Leia. Like, it's giving you the content that everybody wants. And it's sometimes, I don't know why they don't think it's good enough.
Yeah. And the things too, us fans created the sequels. The sequels was a result of like the Disney like looking into the hate of the prequels. So they gave us the Force Awakens. They threw out the midichlorian script written by George Lucas, right? They were like, well, they hated the midichlorian, so we're gonna like whatever treatment you have George Lucas for 7, 8, 9, we're throwing that out, and we're gonna rewrite this, and we're gonna give them something similar. So they do Force Awakens. Guess what? People hate the Force Awakens because it's similar to A New Hope. So guess what they do? They gave us the opposite. They gave us something like out of left field. They gave us Luke that is like we don't recognize this Luke. We hate it. Guess what? Now we're fixing everything in the last movie, which is The Rise of Skywalker. So, guys,
Yeah, but I think in the sequels, I don't think they had a plot.
They didn't have.
They basically said, "I'm going to do one. You do one. You do one." It doesn't seem like they talked. I mean,
well, here's the thing too. They already had it. If you watch the signing of George Lucas,
I've seen all that
he said he's like, oh, I'm going to be an advisor, I'm going to be a consultant, I'm going to guide like 7, 8, 9. I have the treatments, I have all it taken care of. But they threw it out because Disney read the criticism of the prequels, and they were like, yeah, no, we're not going to do the midichlorians. We don't want to dive into that story, right? Because they didn't want to take a chance. They spent $4 billion on the franchise. They're not going to take a chance and lose money because, again, we are creating inconsistency in Star Wars because the Disney wants to give us something that we like, but we don't like anything.
Well, I would say, okay, if you read the room and you thought, okay, a lot of fans were upset with the prequels. Okay, fair. You think, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't do what George Lucas has mapped out for us. Okay, that's totally fair. You want to create a whole new story with a whole new set of characters and then and then phase out the old ones. All right, I get that. Just where they went wrong was they did not have a pathway. Like,
Mhm.
I understand you can do a movie and then you're like, you might make some changes,
Mhm.
before you do the second one, but they didn't even talk. And then when you go and you disrespect the legacy of these characters, like at least
Mhm.
honor them. And if you're gonna have these characters, like I wouldn't even have minded like Obi-Wan being defeated and having the attitude he had in the first 2 episodes or whatever. Totally fine, because then when duty called, Obi-Wan came into action
Mhm.
and he did his duty as a Jedi. Do that with Luke and his poutiness on Octu is totally fine. He goes into battle. There's little things like that. And if they would have had a through pathway, maybe had one director or at least had them all in the same room
Mhm.
together working, would have made a world of difference.
Yes, but in my opinion, you had the creator who had 7, 8, 9, and all he wanted was to close the story out. And then you can take it whatever you want. You want to connect the
I agree.
dots. You want to connect the dots in between sequels or
Totally agree.
prequels or whatever you want to do. You want to create High Republic. You want to create. You could do it, but you
Right.
had 7, 8, 9 from the creator. It's like George R.R. Martin, right? He wrote pretty much a lot of majority of like the Game of Thrones
Mhm.
seasons, right? Like they based everything from his books, but he stopped writing because he got lazy and he whatever. But you see how the storyline, Game of Thrones season 1 through 5 was amazing. And then it starts tapering off because they didn't have a lot
Yeah, they
of
got ahead of the books, and so they
oh,
basically just winged it.
yeah, they winged it, and look,
Mhm.
it showed.
Right.
So same thing with 7, 8, 9. Like it kind of
Yep.
tapered off because they didn't have any content. They were just like winging it, just like
Even
the Game of
Bob
Thrones.
Iger admitted that he kind of did George wrong by
Yeah.
not
It's
telling him he's going to use it and then not using it.
yeah, it's a classic bait and switch.
Yeah.
So, but he did it because he read the criticisms. And
Yeah.
I don't blame him. If you spend $4 billion on an IP, you don't want to take any risks, right?
I agree. I mean, they also could have done. They just could have been more true to the characters, and it would have been probably
but
fine.
they didn't have George to guide them. They didn't.
You had Lucasfilm. How many people work there that know?
I mean,
I think the problem is they tried to go so far, and they let maybe to get J.J. Abrams, it was like listen, I just want to have freedom to do what I want to do. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lucasfilm was probably so worried about losing their jobs. They were like, "Yes, Disney, whatever you want, Disney, I'll do it, Disney."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, if you look at Rogue One, and what was his last name, Noel, one of the head guys at ILM. He just pitched that out of nowhere, but obviously there was enough people involved in it that understood the what should be and what shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah, well, here's the thing. HD Plaga says, unpopular opinion. I hate hearing they threw out George treatments. Well, he could have made them himself, just being honest. Well, the thing too, like he even said, well, here's the thing too. You watch, so I trust me, I do a lot of watching and reading and understanding the whole backstory to this whole thing. And he did say in a Charlie Rose interview that um, right, like he was getting old. He's 70 years old at the time
Yeah.
he sold it. So he didn't want to keep continuing making it and be 80. Like he just kind of like wants to give it to something. He in the back of my mind, who was the best company to give it to?
Probably.
Warner Brothers. Look what they did with the Snyder cuts and all that good stuff. Disney was the best company to give it to. Kathleen Kennedy was right there at the signing and was like, here. Anyway,
And
sorry,
during,
off the
but even during that time, though, like look at all the Marvel movies were doing so well.
Yeah, well, you had Kevin Feige that was really like he was adamant about connecting.
He was on it. Yeah,
he was on it, but he was the he's like the George Lucas, right? Like
Right.
you know. So anyway, let me go back to my review in this episode. Thank you guys for listening. Anyway, but yeah, so I just think that like, I really love this episode. We got everything we wanted. We got Vader.
It was awesome.
It was like what's that called? Oh my gosh, what's that video game? Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, yeah.
Oh my gosh, where you got Vader coming in, pulling down a freaking ship.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
On top of that, we got a nice little twist. We got Order 66. We got Anakin and Kenobi. And
Sparring session. When have we ever seen a
sparring session? Oh my god. With Hayden Christensen and Ewan
Yeah,
McGregor.
but we've never even seen one in Star Wars, and we got
Nope.
to see one finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a light sparring session either. They
No.
were
Oh
going
my
at
gosh,
it.
I was wondering. I was
scared.
like, they're going at it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what happens if one of them does get the better? Like,
Yeah.
somebody's losing a leg.
Yeah. But it was really, really good to see. Really good to see Hayden. And on top of that, man, what was that? That fight scene between Vader and Reva. Holy moly! He didn't, like you said, didn't even pull out his saber.
Yeah.
How disrespectful!
It was
that?
awesome. I love it.
He was Neo at the very end of the first Matrix.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
just like,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
freaking cool.
you know,
Yeah, and the fact is, he was like gave her
he's
saber.
like, here's your saber back.
Yeah.
Here, I broke it. Here you go. One for you, one for me. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm not even taking mine out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not even worthy of me using my own saber on you.
Yeah, straight up. That was awesome.
Yeah. She tried to spin it, and he was like, that shit.
Oh,
doesn't work.
yeah. How about that when she
He's
was
like,
spinning it and he
nope.
stops it from spinning? Oh, it was freaking awesome.
I'm gonna
He's
rewatch
like, "Give me
that
that."
episode.
I
Yep.
watched it twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna Yeah, I was rewatching it like and at work just those scenes because I couldn't really watch the episode again. But I'm gonna I was gonna say I was gonna rewatch. I'm definitely rewatching the episode at night.
Yeah.
I mean, before I go to sleep tonight.
I know what I forgot I wanted to say too. Like when Kenobi was talking through the door to Reva, and when she opens the door, did you see how far he pushed her back?
Yeah.
So that's showing you that he's getting stronger.
He
I meant to
pushed her
say that.
halfway to the end of the
Yeah.
Stormtrooper.
Oh,
I meant to say that, but I forgot. But
Mhm.
yeah, he pushed her way back. I'm like, he's getting his mojo back.
It even showed that she's no match for him.
Yeah, yeah.
So your team Kenobi, I see, Sean.
Well, you knew that.
I know that, but
You
I
know
love
what's
it, though.
weird? What's weird? Like as a little kid, I was Obi-Wan Kenobi was just an old dude, but I think he was kind of like a wizard. There was something about him. As a little kid, I've just always been drawn to him.
Well, I've been drawn to Vader.
Yeah, and I just, and I know, the whole saga is about Anakin. Like, I love Anakin, don't get me wrong, but there's something about that Obi-Wan character. Just as a kid, I'm just kind of.
Yeah, I liked Han Solo.
Of course.
Of course. Oh,
And
who
then-
doesn't love? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then at the end of Empire, I was Luke. It was all Luke.
We were all Luke at Empire.
Oh yeah, come on.
And then the prequels, it was Anakin.
Oh, me
Yeah.
too.
And it wasn't
Anakin.
even. It was Anakin and Palpatine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And just because of the development of them. Let me ask you a question. Return of the Jedi. Who's Return of the Jedi?
Anakin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
it's
making
his-
sure y'all.
Well, it's his redemption. That's what.
I know,
Yeah.
but everybody thought it was Luke.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's Anakin
Mhm.
because he's returning as a Jedi. And
Yeah.
at the
Yep.
end, yeah. No, yeah. It's always Lucas came out and said it's always been about Anakin.
Yeah.
It's his storyline. It
You
was
look at that
Luke's.
whole arc, like
Mhm.
from 1 to 6,
Mhm.
and he was a slave to Watto, he was a slave to the Jedi, and he was a slave to the Emperor.
Yeah. And to finally, at the very end of
Mhm.
episode 6, he is finally free.
Mhm.
He's a slave to no one,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
he's free Force Ghost to.
But a
Force
lot of
Ghost.
people didn't realize it because you're always rooting for the good guys, you know, and you think,
Right,
oh,
and
it's all about Luke. And,
There's a Jedi. Luke's a Jedi. You obviously think it's Luke.
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought that back then.
We
but
all
We were
did.
kids. We were kids,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We didn't know
Then-
any better. But then when you think about it, you know, like again, like how many people have lost their way in their life, right? Like, you know,
yeah.
and I'll be honest, like I did too. Like when I was younger, I was like, I thought I was reckless. I didn't know, you know. But now it's like redemption. Like now, like you know, we have like a career. We are paying for high end collectibles. We're here talking about Star Wars.
OnlyFans. I mean, did I say
OnlyFans.
that out loud? Oh, yeah.
Oh no, don't. Hey, if they join the Discord, they'll find out about the OnlyFans.
Hey,
Now, but-
sometimes you got to get an OnlyFans so that you can keep up with the collectibles.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, to afford the collectibles.
Well,
Yeah.
how do you think I'm keeping up, man? Because you know it's one of those things where
I declare bankruptcy!
that's me every time I purchase something.
Oh, when I purchase something, it's like,
Mhm.
boom.
Oh my!
This is another punch in the nuts.
I like that. I love that, Sean. Great timing on that one. But you know what, guys? At the end of the day, you know, what it comes down to, you know, all this negative talk about Kenobi and all this stuff about, you know, this and that, you know, I'm never going to listen to that, but I'm so happy that we are getting the show and we're getting, well, at least I'm speaking for myself. At least I'm getting the things that I want from the show, which is to see Anakin, to see Vader at full force, to see Kenobi fighting Vader.
We're getting everything we want.
We're
Yeah.
getting everything we want, and I'm very happy. And I really hope that, you know, some of the, you know, like the showrunners, the directors, the writers, like, you know, don't let this stop you. Not only with the hate, but not only with the praise, but try to get better with the next show. Always, I hope they realize, like, okay, good. This is a good starting point. Let's keep on going and let's keep getting better with each show.
Yeah.
And if they do decide to explore another season of Kenobi, I really hope that they do better in that show.
Yeah.
To be honest, I really don't want another.
Me
Yeah,
either.
I
don't
think, and this because I don't want to hear any more continuity.
Don't ruin it.
argument. Yeah, I don't want to hear any more continuity arguments. And I'm really excited, dude. Guys, I can't wait for next episode.
I know.
I'm just curious to see what will happen with Riva and
She's
Tatooine.
dead. She's got
she's got to be dead, but
she's
she
gonna
got the comm link, so she's probably going to Tatooine.
yeah, she's probably gonna limp her way there, but I
Yeah.
think she's gonna be halfway out of it by the time she gets there. And
Mhm.
honestly, she's probably just gonna die just from that Vader's blow right there.
Yeah, maybe she goes there
No?
and then she's like,
What do
"Why
you
are you
think?
here?"
What do you think?
Well,
Well,
I
there's
think
some leaks, right? Do you think it's
it looks like it's probably true.
yeah,
Oh, has there been some leaks on that last one?
Yeah.
yeah.
It came out before the show started.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
even tell me. I'm just gonna enjoy it.
No, enjoy it. I
You
to be
get
honest,
ready for the people to flip out about the
oh
continuity
yeah,
stuff.
it's yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah. But to be honest,
But I will say this:
Mhm.
depending how they handle it, it may not be as big a deal as it sounds like it would be.
No, I don't think so.
Do you think they did that because it's like maybe they changed some editing up in post to kind of continue the season?
Maybe,
Or continue the series, I mean?
maybe.
It's gonna be hard. I just really hope
I don't
they
even
add-
know what it is, so I'm just
Well,
gonna watch it.
I'm just gonna say this: if she pulls out a lightsaber in front of Luke, the thing everybody's gonna say is when Luke first holds Anakin's saber, he says, "What is this?"
Yeah.
But I look at it like this:
Uh,
is that big of a deal in the grand scheme of it?
I just don't like them messing with the original.
Like,
Well, yeah, but here's the
it
thing
is one of
too.
those- Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is the saber still even working? Because isn't it broken?
Well, I was wondering that too because Vader.
Well, he's holding it right here in the background.
I think they can be taken apart, like maybe like they're magnet together or whatever.
I think so too.
I don't think he broke it, because if he broke it, like potentially one wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But the thing that's weird is she picks it up, and I think it's whole again. Before she slides over and grabs that little hologram thing.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on how they handle, I mean, obviously she's going, she saw that it said Owen, and she's probably put two and two together, since Leia's father was saying, have they found out about the kids? I need to go to Owen. So she's probably put two and two together that they're brother and sister. And if that's the case, she probably wouldn't be a far leap to think that could be Anakin's children.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just say that, like, we'll still see, we shall see, whatever it is, like, if it's true or not, it's still not gonna, it really doesn't bother me, but I can see it bothering a lot of people. But I'm a Star Wars fan, and I love it, and I love the show. I love what it's given us, and it, at the end of the day, that's what all matters, right? And I really hope for the people that are like loving the show. I really hope like some of the negative stuff is not affecting your decision or your opinions on the show. But yeah, I think we're in a good place in Star Wars, even though, and which we're probably going to talk in the next show, is quality over quantity, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming our way. A lot. We got Bad Batch, we got Andor, we got Tales of a Jedi, we got Visions, we got a lot of stuff, and Mandalorian season 3. We got the Taika Waititi movie.
We're only looking at like 2 to 3 TV shows a year.
Yeah.
And like the animated stuff, like, I mean, it's probably not much more than what we were getting when they were doing a movie every year.
Well, here's the thing too. Yeah, they're doing a movie a year, right? Like, but or a movie every other year. But you also have to think too, is like in between the trilogies, how many years did we wait? And now we're just
right.
Now we're just.
But would we have been mad in '80s if we got a little bit more?
I don't think so, but I just feel like
I don't want them to do stuff just to do stuff.
Yeah, well,
do
here's
something good. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, but here's the thing too, is that like they're trying to you have to think too, HBO Max, Netflix, they're all well established streaming service, right? So what I feel like Disney is doing is trying to like focus on the streaming service, build that up, just give content, even if it's just content, right? Content that we're getting. They don't really care. We're just getting content to build up that library so that they can get more subscribers, hooked into Disney Plus. Because if you think about HBO Max, look how many shows instantly, once you subscribe, how many shows are on HBO Max and movies. And it's a lot. So I don't know. We shall see. I really would love to explore that in the next episode. So
you know what I wish I would have done? Instead of doing 6 30-minute or 40-minute shows, I would have rather had like 4 hour-long shows, hour and 15-minute shows or something.
Yeah, but you have to think too, is that like it's 4 episodes, so it's only 1 month subscription. They gotta hook you in.
Yeah, that's
they got that 2-month subscription.
Yeah.
You know what's going to end up happening is that people will subscribe for a month, cancel right after.
Yeah, and then a lot of people use that free first month subscriptions. Then they don't.
Yeah.
Then they don't even pay for it, and they get to see Kenobi.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the budget increase for it. It's.
Oh, it will if there's a season 2 for sure, because this thing was their highest rated show.
Already been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they said Mando was like 180, and then this show was 90 million.
There's.
We could see it.
Yeah, this
We could
should have
s-
had a bigger budget.
Oh, this should have, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we could definitely see the budget because
Mhm.
man, that wig that Kenobi's wearing.
It was rough.
I'm just
Uh,
talking about the sets.
It
There's
was
times
somebody's
where
mop.
it didn't even. It seemed like a fan film done,
mhm.
in the woods or in the desert somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, they really cheaped out on that wig. That's a $20 wig.
The wig is the least of.
I know, I
Like,
know. I'm
when
just
it comes to the money, like, and what do y'all think about the music? Like the score.
No, for John Williams being involved, it wasn't very Star Wars-ish.
No, not. I don't think he was involved, other than he
No.
wrote the
he just-
Obi-Wan one.
Was it just the Obi-Wan theme he
Mhm.
wrote?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Oh, I thought he was apparently
Like
not.
we've got
'cause
no Imperial
Mhm.
like march or anything.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what hooked us when we were young. It gave you the feels when you heard that music. I mean,
Yeah.
even just listen to music in your car, you get that, a good
Like,
Yeah.
I
feeling.
didn't like the Mando
Yeah.
one at first, but
Oh,
it
dude, yeah,
grew. I didn't like it at first,
yeah.
but it grew on me.
I kind of wish they got him to come and do this the themes, but I'm pretty sure he was busy with Mando. And on top of that, with John Williams being so old, like I don't think they were gonna get him anyways to do the show. I kind of wish they got the guy from Rogue One to do the sound.
Giacchino would have killed it.
Yeah. But I just think that because you would think about the Mandalorian's season 2 when Luke came out, right? Like
Mhm.
they didn't play his theme song.
Nope.
It was just some
But
weird like
I
what
have
the
I
hell?
have a theory on the reason why they did that. They wanted that tease of who is that, who is that, who is that,
Mhm.
and then finally they're going to show you who it is. But see, I think I think Giacchino that did Rogue One
Yeah.
did a very, very good job of putting George Williams' influence on
Yes.
his music,
Yes,
where I
he did.
don't see them doing that with Boba Fett, with
Mhm.
Mando, or with this. And this one seems to be.
Mhm.
There was one time, I think it was when the stormtroopers were all coming in.
Mhm.
It sounded a little more Star Wars-ish,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but that's about the only time that it's really felt like it. The music.
Yeah,
has.
that and the trailer when we got Duel of Fates.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we get dual fates in the
Oh,
the
dude.
final battle.
Yeah.
'Cause if-
No, it should be the
Battle of Heroes.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Battle of Heroes.
I would love to see that tied in with Duel of Fates, and
Let's do a montage.
yeah,
Mhm.
like
That
I
would be
would
badass.
love to see that.
Well, there is a guy. His name is Samuel Kim, and he
Yep.
actually. I'll
Dude's
I'll
great.
post that in the Discord and the
Mhm.
Facebook group. But listen to that. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just
Yeah,
focus
he
my-
does. He does a really good job. I've
Listen
listened
to
that.
that little compilation. It's perfect.
Is he the one that did Christopher Reeve Superman and the Henry Cavill one?
Yeah, he's done
Like
a
he
lot.
blended them
He's
together?
so good.
Yeah.
Disney should hire him.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
He's so good. But yeah, I mean, in the most part, I'm gonna admit to you guys that whenever I take a shower, I have Alexa in the bathroom. I always say, I'm gonna have to say a lot because Alexa might hear me. Alexa, play Star Wars radio, and it'll, I'll listen to it while I'm taking a shower. It's just so. Oh shoot!
Yeah, do it. Do it. Let it go. That's how you end the show. You just play it out.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's so good, especially when you're taking a shower. It just kind of calms you down in a nice hot shower. I don't know. It's just something about it. So, all right, guys. Wow,
2
great.
hours. Boom.
Yeah, we just what I was like, oh man, bro, 7 more minutes, man. Like, dude, we could actually make it under 2 hours. So,
Yeah.
first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone listening and watching. I really appreciate we appreciate all the support that you guys have given us. Obviously, we have more content coming your way. We're not just gonna do the podcast every Wednesday, but we got some videos lined up for you guys. I hope you guys like it. Sean and I have been brainstorming some good ideas. I really love them. We're not going to reveal it yet. So hopefully you guys love the content we're going to give you. We got some more special guests, some companies that we're working on to get on the show. Hopefully at some point we could get some celebrities on the show in the near future. I do have some stuff in the works. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Anthony, another episode, and thank you for joining us in this one. It was
Pleasure.
a fun one. Looking forward to having you back for the finale, which is next week, guys. So
Oh, we still haven't gotten Qui-Gon.
we're gonna yeah, we're probably gonna get him. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Hopefully.
I
next.
think it'll be at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell is Yoda doing, guys? Is he sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going senile.
Yeah, that son bitch went crazy. He's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Just-
freaking nuts. He's
Yoda's
probably,
a basket case.
yeah, he's probably a bad basket.
Mine.
So yeah, guys, thank you guys again for tuning in. And Sean, another one in the books.
Yep, lock it up. This was nice.
Man.
This was a good episode, though. This was a fun talk. Cause
Yeah, it was a fun talk, guys.
this episode got me pumped.
Me
This was
too.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, when I saw the Coruscant, I was like,
Oh,
They-
opening
what's that?
scene. Oh, so
and then
good.
when it showed the back of Anakin, I was like, oh,
Oh,
shit.
it was
Yeah.
This is
right
gonna
from
be
the
so
beginning.
awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
I said, oh shit, when Vader came out and pulled because I was like, oh man, Vader missed it, right? No, he freaking was like,
Dude, it was
get
awesome.
back here.
When he ripped it, I know we're going back, but it's like it's so good.
Yeah, it's
when he
so
ripped
good.
that ship apart, I was like, shit.
That's straight out of like Force Unleashed. I think there was something in that where you had to like pull part of the ship apart,
Yeah.
to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, we
yeah.
can't even sign off because we're so excited about it.
Under 2 hours. We need it.
I could go another hour.
Oh no. We're trying to keep it under
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the first time in a long time.
Listen, next week we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be at least 3 hours.
Oh,
we're
God.
gonna have
Uh-huh.
a group of guests. So it'll be
Yeah. So
yeah.
under 2 hours. Anyway,
Yeah. I'm bringing this.
May the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever. Take care, everyone. Good night.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.